Awesome. So I am gonna make Natasha the host. So yeah, Natasha, you'll just get the notifications for people in the waiting room because I keep getting this weird bell sound, so I don't want that to distract people. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. Um, all right, that should be good. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our Care-A-Lot Grant Interest Meeting. We're really excited that you all are interested in being a part of our legendary Care-A-Lot program. Just a few housekeeping things while we're going through this presentation. So if possible, please keep your microphones on mute. So this meeting is being recorded. So if you don't want your face in the recording, then feel free to keep your camera off. And if you have questions, please put them in the chat. And we'll also have a question and answer session at the end of our presentation. Um, so before I dive in, I'll give you a brief little overview of what Be More Beautiful is. I know the majority of you already are familiar with us, maybe have worked with us in the past, but for those who may not be familiar, our program, Be More Beautiful, is a community-driven peer-to-peer initiative focused on beautification. Our program aims not only to shift behaviors and attitudes about caring for the city's appearance, but also to motivate residents, businesses, and organizations to take an active role in projects and activities that keep Baltimore beautiful, block by block and neighborhood by neighborhood. So we run a number of grants throughout the year and also host weekly workshops that focus, or monthly workshops, I apologize, that focus on urban gardening, creative placemaking, and community organization capacity building. And in addition to this, we have volunteer events throughout the spring and summer, and fall, where you can become directly involved in keeping Baltimore beautiful through lending a hand at one of our many green space partner sites. Okay, so for our agenda this evening, we'll start with just a few quick introductions and then we'll walk through a brief overview of the Care-A-Lot program and what it's all about. Then we'll cover program expectations. We'll also go over the maintenance materials and how to use them. And yeah, then we'll wrap things up in time for questions at the end. Um, okay, let me see. I guess my video wasn't on, but hello, everyone. My name is Morgan, and I'm a community liaison with Be More Beautiful. And in addition to working with our grants, I also run our monthly workshop series and organize volunteer events. And I'll just pass it over to Brandy real quick. I know you heard from her, but I'll have her introduce herself.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy that you're here. I'm Brandy Welsh. I copy and paste what Morgan says. Also one of the program liaisons for Be More Beautiful. And I will go ahead and introduce Natasha as she is manning our chat, but she does not have a voice. So, hey, that's Natasha Neal. You guys know Natasha. She's also a program liaison for Be More Beautiful. And so we are your dream team, and so it's our pleasure to serve as your liaisons. I don't see. Oh, Natasha wants you guys to know that Ursula took her voice. So we'll see if we can't get that back for Ariel by the end of the meeting. If our director is on here, Miss Brittany Richardson, want to introduce yourself, ma'am?
Sure. I'm Brittany.
Oh, there you
Uh,
are.
I'm here. I'm Brittany Vendries or Richardson. I got married and I'm not good with a married name. I know. Put some respect on my husband. I'm the executive director for the Environmental Control Board. And sometimes I pop into these and they worked me into the presentation. So I'll be speaking a little bit more later. But hi everyone. So nice to have you here.
Awesome. Oh, well, thank you so much. All right, so we will get started. So Care-A-Lot is an initiative of Be More Beautiful that's focused on supporting community-led beautification efforts across Baltimore City. Care-A-Lot is designed to support community groups, neighborhood associations, and local organizations that are actively interested in cleaning, maintaining, and beautifying vacant lots in their neighborhoods. Um, and we know that well-maintained green spaces help improve neighborhood pride, safety, and overall quality of life. And this program exists to help make that work more sustainable and accessible for residents doing the work on the ground at the grassroots. So the Care-A-Lot program operates during the growing season. For 2026, the grow season will officially begin on April 11th and conclude on September 30th. And all approved Care-A-Lot maintenance activities must take place within this time frame. Um, it's also important to note that any maintenance completed before April 11th will not be eligible for support through the Care-A-Lot program. And this includes any cleanups, mowing, or other lot work done prior to the official start date, unfortunately. And yeah, so to ensure consistency and fairness across all participating groups, yeah, just work that's completing during the grow season will be recognized under our program. And yeah, as I kind of mentioned earlier, care lot maintenance activities include routine but essential tasks that keep vacant lots safe, clean, and visually appealing. These activities may include grass mowing, edging, litter cleanup, debris removal, and just a general upkeep to prevent overgrowth and dumping on the lot. And while the program focuses on basic maintenance, these efforts play a major role in stabilizing neighborhoods and preventing lots from becoming neglected or unsafe. Um, and by participating in Care a Lot, community groups are helping transform vacant spaces into cleaner, healthier environments that benefit residents, neighborhoods, and the city as a whole. And this program is about partnership, consistency, and community pride. And we're just all so grateful for the dedication of organizations willing to take on this important work. Um, and yeah, so as we move forward, we encourage interested groups to stay informed about program guidelines, timelines, and expectations to ensure a successful growth season for everyone involved, which we will give you an idea of tonight. Um, All right. Well, I'll just give a quick overview of eligibility requirements. So first and foremost, your organization needs to be a registered 501(c)(3) tax exempt organization and in good standing with the state of Maryland. If your organization isn't a 501(c)(3), don't worry, you can still apply, but you'll need a fiscal sponsor. The sponsor must be a registered 501(c)(3) org and also must be in good standing with the state. And next, your organization's main office must be located in Baltimore City. That also goes for your fiscal sponsor. They must have their main location in Baltimore City as well. And finally, your application needs to include a few supporting documents. These include your IRS 501(c)(3) determination letter, a letter of support from your fiscal sponsor if you have one, your most recent IRS 990N form, and if it applies to you, proof of community ownership or Baltimore Green Space Protection. Um, and don't forget to include copies of any self-abatement letters as well. And yeah, just making sure that you have all these pieces ready for your application to be considered, complete and eligible is a great thing to get started on. So now I'm going to pass the torch to the lovely Brandy to tell us a bit about Workday, which is the platform we use to distribute our grant funds.
Okay, guys, if you've been hanging with Be More Beautiful for a while, you know that we've gone back and forth with how we disperse our payments, right? We've used Baltimore Civic Fund in the past, and we've also used Workday. I know y'all like Baltimore Civic Fund, but guess what? We're using Workday. Workday does allow us to be able to put more of our funds back out into the community. So that is the platform that we are using, and you're going to be fine. I promise you. We've got you. We're going to handhold you right through the process. And we've done Workday so much that I think we've got it down pat. So here's what you need to know. Workday, we will issue funds via check or EFT, direct deposit. We prefer EFT. It's faster. That way, you don't have to worry about waiting on the checks to come through the mail, all of that good stuff. New grantees or fiscal sponsors will need to register as a supplier on the city's procurement website. We've done an entire presentation about Workday. And so we will be sending it out to those that are awarded a Care-A-Lot grant. We will send that out so that you can get registered. If you are using a fiscal sponsor, it is for your fiscal sponsor to register, okay? But we will send all those details so that you have it. If you already are a registered supplier with the city in the Workday system, please log into your account. Make any changes you may need to any banking information, also addresses. We've had a lot of work, a lot of our invoices kicked back last season because of addresses. So I always suggest that maybe whoever's registering you as a supplier, please use the organization's address. Don't use the secretary, all that information, because if they decide to leave the org, now you don't have username, you don't have passwords, all the login stuff is missing. We can recover those things, but it is a process and it will cause you to be delayed. So please, if you're registering as a new supplier, please have all of that, consider it. Make sure that everybody has access to the account because it is a headache and Workday is so prickly, so prickly. Everything is down to the details. What it says on your W-9 must be what's registered, what's on your supplier account. It can't be any changes. I mean, down to capitalizations. Or if you put spaces in between your letters, it's down to those finicky details. Okay, so we're kind of harping on that, but we've got you. We think we've got it down packed where we can answer all your questions. And our presentation that we did, it's very. I mean, we go slide by slide, literally telling you what to do, what to say. Okay, all right. So we're using Workday. Gone are the days of anything else. Care-A-Lot will be coming through Workday. So get yourselves ready. Get ready. Get ready. Next slide for me, Morgan. Okay, what is a lot? I know we kind of throw that language around, but we really should be saying a parcel of land. So let's just jump right into an example. Parcel of land could just be any place where a building or structure once stood. So it could be, for example, 123 Main Street would be considered one parcel of land. And you would hear us say, hey, that's one lot. Now, if there are, the space is really large, and then you have it's addressed as 123, 125, 127 Main Street. Now we've got 3 parcels of land. Everybody, y'all got me? Okay. So that's kind of what we mean, but you're going to hear us say lot. You won't hear us say parcel, but that's what we mean, one space. And so mayor and city council owned lots are preferred. They are the easiest to get approved, all of that good stuff. Small pocket parks are included, any small neighborhood gardens, those community-owned vacant lots, private nuisance lots, we do allow. But for private nuisance lots, we will require you to go through the self-abatement program. And we have some guidance on that to kind of show you what steps to take, which means you got to reach out to that owner. You got to send letters. We suggest sending it certified mail. Of course, they aren't going to respond, but I shouldn't say that because over in Franklin Square, we actually had them to respond, but they still gave the group permission. So that's why we do that. And the only thing that you can do on those lots is cut it and keep it clean. I know, no, you can't put your flowers up, none of that good stuff, because if they ever come back and say, we want our property back, we don't want you back, then we all don't want to be heartbroken that you've beautified this space and they no longer want it that way. Okay? All right, what's not included? Private lots for personal use. You'd be surprised how often we get that question. Lots assigned to Comptroller's office, Baltimore City Recreation Parks, DOT. It's going to be a no, guys, because those agencies have a lot of different criteria that they take you through. Unless you've already have sought permission, your word to us is not going to be good enough. You have to be like Ann Nesby. And if I could sing, I sing it like she sang it. When she said, put it on paper, that is exactly how Be More Beautiful is going to want it. You got to put it in writing. If you receive approval and permission from those specific agencies, we need to see it. Otherwise, it's going to be a no. I want to stop right there and shout out the chat because it looks like Natasha's answering a ton of questions as we are going through these slides. So jump over there and take a look at some of the things that she's talking about. What's not included: median strips, grassy strip areas in the alleys, wooded areas. Here's another one. No, I know. No overgrown backyards of abandoned houses. We know, we know, but it's no. None of that. I get it, but no, nope. It'll always be denied. Also, lots that have less than 50% of grass. All right, family. Never mind. We've got to see some grass because at a minimum, Care-A-Lot is cutting. So there's got to be some grass there, okay? There's plenty of spaces to choose from. Plenty of spaces to choose from. You can also check the status of any of the ownership of any of the properties through COLA or SDAT, or use Department of Housing Community Development officers such as Kelly or Howard or any of those nice folks over there, because we will be checking behind you because we want to make sure that these spaces aren't already assigned to another group. Even if they overgrown, they could still be assigned to somebody else. So we'll always double check, but you can kind of go ahead and jump ahead of us and start getting those things out there. Next slide, please, Morgan. Okay, lot change request. I see your hand, but I promise we're going to grab it at the end. But if you got access to the chat, throw it in the chat. But we'll grab all your questions at the end. If you need to change your lots, and our director is going to kind of chat about this a little bit more. We need you to put that in writing. We stick to what is listed on your grant agreement. That is our little agreement. And so if you switch up the lots or we need to know, and it has to be approved ahead of time, okay? So please reach out to us. You'll see later, and we might cover it, that you will be assigned either to myself, Morgan, or Natasha. We kind of split the maximum amount of groups that we get. And so we'll be like your point of contact. So you'll always be able to reach one of us to kind of help with some of the little hiccups that kind of happen, during the growth season. But yes, please know that all participating in the Care-A-Lot program, these lots will be removed from the city's maintenance list, which is huge for us. Which is huge. That's why we have the program, because it takes the pressure off of what DPW and some of our other agency partners have to do, because you're taking care of it. So once we put it on there and we submit it to our sister agencies, it kind of gets locked in. So if there's any changes, we need to know ASAP. And we know hiccups, all that kind of stuff happens. So, it's okay. We're flexible. We roll with it, but we just need to hear from you, okay? If by chance you find that DPW, I'm sorry, the chat is blowing up and is blocking all my notes. If DPW or one of our contractors provides any maintenance services to any of the lots you guys were assigned, please let us know. We just might need to double check with them and say, hey, remember, it's on the Care-A-Lot list. So just kind of keep us in tune with what's happening. Same thing, we've had different groups reach out to us also. If there was an excessive amount of illegal dumping, something that you couldn't move, let us know so we can reach out to our partners and kind of get that stuff going. And I will also be letting you know when we get to our swag bag, some of the items that we'll provide, like signage, all that good stuff. So people kind of know that you're part of the program. Lots that are part of Clean Core cannot be used for Care-A-Lot. Don't y'all be out here trying to be slick, because we're going to check, right? Yeah, we got good partners at Clean Core. So yeah, just know we're going to check. We're going to tell you no. So we always scrub and compare the list. So I'm not saying that you can't do both, but what I am saying is they've got to be different. We got tons of vacant spaces. Pick something else. Next slide for me, Morgan. All right, program expectations. With the exception of April, you can anticipate providing maintenance services to your approved lots twice a month. April is only one. That's where we get our 11. All right. So the program runs from April to September. There is just one cut in April. And we have had you guys that take care of the lots well before then. We know just because we have this small growth season does not mean that that's when you guys stop caring for those spaces. We know you do it all year long, but for the month of April, you're just allowed to get one cut. All the other months, at least two. Okay, and that's where you'll get your 11. Um, and it reiterated here that we will not accept any invoices in excess of two invoices a month. So keep an eye on, I wrote down in my notes, keep an eye on your grant award, right? I know that you're out there, you're working that space, you're cleaning trash, you're doing all the things, and you might submit a whole lot of different, hey, I visited here, we did this happened. We understand and we're grateful for all of the work that you're doing with that space. But we're a small program. We just can't afford it. And so what's on your grant agreement is exactly what the number that we will be sticking to. All right. And then our director should get in a little more of the kind of the anatomy of an invoice as well as the maintenance log. So you'll see that shortly. Next slide, please. Okay, just said that. This is just a picture, kind of what we mean about a parcel, and we'll honor up to 11 maintenance visits. Here's what we define as a maintenance visit, and we've kind of stretched this list out a little bit because we realized that the neighborhoods were different. Not everybody had cleaning. We had some folks that had gardens and all those kind of things. So you'll find, at minimum, we're gonna want to see some mowing, some edging, weeding, litter removal, big time. Don't tell me you can't find trash in Baltimore City, right? So you can do a combination of these things. Let's say one visit you were just removing litter because we hope you're not out there cutting trash up. Okay, never mind. So litter removal, mowing only. You can edge, weed, trim, again, watering, because we did have some spaces that did some beautiful gardens. So that is considered a maintenance visit. We would love to see your pictures. We want to brag on you guys. We're so proud of Care-A-Lot. It's one of our Mac Daddy programs. So we always are pushing it and trying to find ways to expand it. What helps are your videos that you send, all of your pictures. So please send us before and after pictures. It's not required, but it is certainly preferred. Even if it's easier for you to text it to us, because we've understand how I ain't even gonna tease the Android people tonight because y'all get real sensitive when I make a joke. So I'm just gonna move right along and say, if you want to text it, you can, and we'll be able to receive it. Next slide, please. Morgan, did I take over your slides?
Oh, it's totally cool. No worries at all. I can do this one.
Because I'm
If you
like,
want.
what's my notes? I'm
Either
just
way.
running my mouth.
You're doing great, and I appreciate you. But yeah, okay, cool. I'll just run through this one real quick. So your two maintenance visits, as I was saying before, must occur the first and last days of the month, and may not be scheduled back to back. Um, and mowing visits in particular must follow the normal cycle of grass growth, which requires a minimum of a 2 week interval between mowing services. So, for example, if mowing occurs on the 1st of May, a second mowing on the 5th of May would not be accepted as it does not allow for sufficient time for grass growth. Um, but please also note that different service types still count towards your monthly limit. So, for example, if litter removal occurs on May 1st, followed by mowing on the 5th of May, this would count as two maintenance visits and the monthly limit would be reached. And yeah, okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to our executive director, Brittany, who's going to tell us a bit about the invoice and maintenance log process.
That came so fast. You guys are doing great. All right. Hi, everybody. So I took over this part of the presentation. I'm not typically in the presentation, but since I'm the one who reviews the invoices and the maintenance logs, I figured, well, after it's already been pre-reviewed by liaisons, I just thought I should jump in. So Generally, I'm going to show you a picture of an invoice and a picture of a maintenance log. Most of you have probably seen it because I know there are a lot of repeat people with us. But just to go over the basics, we do want you to do 2 lot visits every month, except for April, as I was already mentioned. Again, we prefer the before and after pictures. The reason is it strengthens our program because sometimes we do have to show other people, bring in the city administrator who has gone around and looked at some of the lots, the mayor's office, and show them kind of the value of what you all are doing. And pictures really paint the best picture. So you want, or we want you to submit both the invoice and the log at the end of the month. We want it to be in a pre-formatted template, and both Natasha, Brandy, oh, actually all three, and Morgan helped put those templates together, and they'll send it to you by email by April 7th so that you have them right when you start. And when you fill those out, you just send it back to them each month at the end of each month to care-a-lot at baltimorecity.gov. I see that I placed the email in a bad place because the design of the slide is going right through it. So I apologize for that, but I'm sure it's probably somewhere else. But care-a-lot at baltimorecity.gov. If you don't hear back, if you don't hear something, please just send another email. Things get sent to spam. They get a ton of emails in there. We don't want to miss it. So if you're not getting a response, which is not like them at all, please shoot another email, check in, just to make sure that we actually, got it. If we need something to be changed, we're going to reach it back out to you and say, hey, we don't understand this. Can you please, explain it, update it, what have you, just so we can get it moved through. Did I miss anything, Brandy, Natasha? Okay, cool. Next slide, please. Thank you, Natasha. All right, so maintenance log, shout out to Boca because I use them as my little example in the corner. So this is what the maintenance log looks like. And again, it's going to be a template. So it's little right now in this presentation, but we are going to send one that is tailored to your organization. It'll have your organization name on it and everything pre-populated with the lots. What we're really looking for is that you have that date of the visit there, that you have the log number 1 through 11. You might have more than 11 logs. We'll talk about that in a second. The times that you visited, we want a start time and an end time, right? And whatever details that you did. So it's very, very popular. It's very, very easy to use. And the check marks of which lots. Not everybody goes to every lot. Sometimes you can't make all the lots. So we need to see which ones you actually hit on that particular day. So I did mention you might have more than 11 lots. Say, or logs, excuse me. Say you have 20 lots. You can't do it all in one day. That's one of the times that you can go on May 1st and then go again on May 2nd. Your log for May 1st, you can check mark the 10 that you went to. Your log for May 2nd, you can check mark the lots that you went to. And then you have 2 logs for 2 days that are back to back, but you were addressing 2 different areas. So you can do that. That's perfectly fine. I'll also show you an example where you can put all of those things in one log if you want to. Check mark all of them. Put both dates of visit, put both time frames that you were there. That's another way that you can do it. We try to be a little bit flexible, but I'm just saying all we're looking for is the date that you were there and what you did that day. That's the biggest thing that you can do for us. And just make it as simple as that. When you save your lot log and you send it over to us, I put a little example. Please put your organization name, the log number, and the date. The craziest thing that I saw a lot was that the information in the actual log did not match the title. So it would say log 1, I would open it, and it would say log 3. It would say log 3, I'd open it, it'd say log 4. It would say the date was September 1st, I'd open it, it'd say September 5th. So just make sure that that information is consistent. Whatever you're saving it is whatever is in there, and it's whatever's on your invoice. That consistency makes things so much easier. We just need everything to kind of tie together. Make sure your logs are sequential. So we have log 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And you're not missing a log in the middle of everything. Sorry, it's a spam call. That your dates are sequential. That your log 1 and log 2 are, May 1st and then May 15th, and not like May 1st, May 30th, and then a May 15th in the middle. So everything, if you do everything all lots at once, you can just check mark all of them. Check mark all of them. And that's perfectly fine. And again, we talked about the before and after. All right, next slide, please. This is what the invoice looks like. Shout out to, oh, it's sample. Before it was ACDC, but ACDC, shout out to y'all. Y'all did a great job too. So one invoice for a month, which means you could put more than one visit on an invoice, right? Again, there's going to be templated. It's going to have all of your information kind of pre-filled for you all. And then there's just certain things that you have to add in, like the date and the lot maintenance, the log, those kinds of things, the number of lots that you visited. Again, some people are going to do only 10 lots one day, another 10 lots another day. So you can see in this example, the first line item, July 1st, lot maintenance, they have that day, 35 lots in the amount. The second line item, they did their lot maintenance in 2 different days. They did some lots on the 15th and some lots on the 18th. So they put July 5th and 18, log 7, number of lots, amount due. So you have some flexibility to put things together. If you want to do everything in one day, fine. If you want to break it up into 2 days, that's also fine. Make sure your logs just have it listed what you hit on those days. And then on the invoice, just make sure that you put it together, right? And again, just consistency. Log numbers match up, dates match up, number of lots match up, all of that. The date of the invoice cannot predate the lot visit. Sometimes people forget to update the invoice date. So the invoice date will say May, but the visit is in July and it doesn't make sense. So just update your invoice date as you're submitting it. Next one, Brandy, or no, Morgan, whoever's doing all this. Is who? Is it Morgan?
It's
It's you,
me.
but
She's
okay.
doing great. She's doing great. All right, common mistakes. Log numbers missing. The visit time is too vague. Once I got something that said morning, and that was it. So put actual time, please. No lots are checked at all. If you did all the lots, you have to check all the lots. Please at least write something, highlight if you can't check mark, something to show that you did the lots that you did. If it's all of them, then it's all of them, and that's perfectly fine. So it's really the details. Inconsistent dates, things like that. Before and after pictures don't reflect the work. There's some that look like after and after or before and before again. So please make sure your pictures show the actual work that you did. Sometimes it's going to be, the angle that you take it at, or usually it's the angle that you all take it at where you can't quite tell spatially what happened or the differences in your work. So make sure if you take the pictures that it's very clear what you've done and it's not just like one thing was moved. Swapping lots without approval. Brady touched on this briefly. If your lot isn't working for you for whatever reason, it could be all kinds of stuff, and you want to swap it out, get written approval first. We'll save it in your file, and then that way when your logs come in and your invoices come in and there's whole new lots, I know why. At least I have something to reference, and if anybody does an audit, I can provide them with, okay, they wrote an email, we approved it, it's all fine. They're still within their number of lots, that kind of thing. So if you're swapping, contact us, get it approved, and that way it won't cause any sort of issues when the approval process comes through with the invoices. Descriptions not making sense is another common issue. Sometimes they don't make sense. Morgan mentioned it in her moment when she was talking about, you say you mowed on the first and then you mowed again 3 days later. That doesn't make any sense. But maybe you didn't mow and you just haven't updated the description. So those are the things that can kind of get people jammed up. Just make sure your descriptions are changing as you're doing different work and the different days. Some people will be very descriptive of all the things that they've done, and then they've described themselves into a corner, and it doesn't quite make sense. The same descriptions are being used for 3 different months in a row. Well, did you really do that every single month? If it's mowing, sure, I'm sure you mowed every single month. But you're like, I mowed this lot, and I did this lot, and I did this, and I did this. But that same exact description is used every single month. It loses its credibility. So just make sure that if you're going down, the rabbit hole, you want to tell us everything that you did, which is amazing, awesome, but keep in mind that you can't just copy and paste that every single month. Some quick tips. We talked about it earlier. You can break up your lot maintenance so it's not in one day, and then you can submit it all in one log if you'd like to, and just put both dates on there, or you can do 2 separate logs with the 2 separate dates. You can handwrite your logs. Some people prefer that. They'll print it out and they'll check mark it and just write on it. Love that. That's very easy as long as we can read your handwriting. That's great. If you can't figure out how to check mark the online form, you just want to highlight, you can highlight whatever you need to do to make sure that you get the point across. Morgan, can you hit the next slide, please? Can you hit it again? So this is an example of somebody, oh, stop. This is the example of somebody handwriting. Shout out to Fayette Street Outreach. They hand wrote all of theirs. And you can see on the 7th of June, they did 5 lots and they just check marked the 5 that they did. They did the time, they cut the grass. Very simple, very straightforward, super, super easy. If they went back on the 8th, they could go June 8th. They can check mark the other lots on the other side, put the time, cut grass, and that's perfectly fine. 2 different days to complete all their lots. Perfectly fine. All right, Morgan, next one. This is a sample one that I created just when you do the 2 days, right? In the sample, I put May 19th and I put May 21st. I put both time frames. I check marked all the lots. And then in the description, I said, mowed the grass on lot A on this date, mowed the grass lot B on that day. Simple as that. All right, one more, Morgan. Last example, this is just to show somebody, Libert. Shout out to them and Turk House because they were their fiscal sponsor, highlighting everything because I guess they couldn't figure out how to check mark it, so they highlighted it. Perfectly fine. I get what you're doing. I understand it. I can go ahead and approve it. So those are just some examples of things that people do that might make it easier for you. All we're really looking for is the log number, the date, the time frame, check marks, and what did you do? And again, don't get too fancy with it because you might put yourself in a bad situation. Keep it simple. And that's all we're really looking for. Did I hit everything, Brandy? Everything you wanted? Oh, this
Yeah.
has nothing to do with invoices or maintenance logs, but when you get those agreements from us, please read through and make sure that we have the lots correctly. We're doing, last time like 60 different agreements. Please make sure that we have the correct street names. Make sure it's Calhoun, make sure it's Greenmount, make sure it's whatever. Make sure the north is there or the south is there. Make sure that the numbers are there. All of that, please. Again, we're doing a lot of paperwork between 3 people. So please make sure we have the correct lots on the agreement because whatever's on the agreement is going to be what's on the logs. It's going to be what we're doing with the invoices, and it just makes everything clean and consistent. All right, that's it. I promise.
All right. So I'm laughing. Brittany, you're on mute.
Is this still me? This is still
You
me, huh?
can. Absolutely, you do it.
Goodness. All right. Last slide with me. Issues with payment. Number one being, where's my money? Which I know is everyone's favorite question. Uh, so the things that have impacted us in the past have been payment method. That's why we've waffled between Baltimore Civic Fund and Workday. They both have pros and cons from an administration point of view. And we've found that Workday is just the best place to stay. Baltimore Civic Fund has fees that they charge us that cut into the grant money, and how they're calculating those fees has changed since when we first started with them. So we found it to be expensive, unfortunately, to move forward with them. So hopefully now that we're settled fully with Workday and we have a lot of people already registered with them, it will be a faster process. I'm gonna knock on some wood, but that's probably the issue. It's getting the payment method to be correct. As Brandy said, it's a lot of dotting I's and crossing T's. The timing of it, so when you're sending us things, and the volume. When people don't send in their invoices for 2 or 3 months, and then they send a large amount, and then we have 10 15 groups with a large amount, it takes longer to review because now I got to open every single lot maintenance, every single picture, every single invoice up, and it just holds things up. Also, if you have an issue with one of your invoices but you submitted 5, it's going to hold up all of your invoices, so you might as well try and submit them one by one at the end of every month because we'll be able to get through it faster. And hopefully now that we're not toggling between 2 different payment platforms, it won't get jammed up. The remit to address needs to be updated. That could be a problem. Brandy already mentioned it. We got some checks returned, and we have to then do some searching to find where it went, make sure it gets stop payment, have it sent back out to you, see if we can pick it up, all those things. So please, please, please feel free to follow up. If you don't hear back, follow up with Brandy, Natasha, Morgan. They will then harass me and I will try and get you paid. So, if you have issues, let them know because they will, in fact, let me know. If you receive upfront funding, so the loyalty program, legacy program, and they're going to talk about that in a second, and you don't complete the program for whatever reason, you got to drop out, you're not going to hit all your visits, whatever it is, let Natasha, Morgan, or Brandy know immediately, and we can tell you how to return the funds. There is a particular way to do it. It's on this slide, and we can go back over that if you end up in that situation. Um, but we do need to get the money back if you cannot finish your cuts. If we give you this grant award and you already know off top at the very beginning of the agreement, you're not going to be able to hit everything that you want to hit, and you don't want to be in legacy, you don't want to be in loyalty, you just want to do the regular cuts, let them know. We can redo your agreement. It's a lot easier to pay as you go than to try and give the city money back, funny enough. So please keep that in mind as these agreements are going out. If you can't handle all of that right now, let us know and we can adjust it because we do have different programs. I think that's really it for me.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Thank you so much. And guys, Brittany will be jumping off. So if you have any burning questions for her, you got about another 4 minutes till you have her. So throw them in the chat. Um, I I was giggling because Natasha calls Brittany Optimus Prime. She's known as Eagle Eye. So if you didn't hear anything that she said, you should have heard that she reads every last maintenance log, every loyalty report, and she's got a memory like an elephant, and she remembers, and that's why she's asked all of those questions. And all of that delays your funding. So the cleaner, as Natasha said in the chat, the cleaner the invoice, the better. Ask us if you got questions. I wanted to double back and go all the way back to good standing with the state. Morgan mentioned that way back a couple of slides back. We will be checking. When you receive your grant agreement from us, it is in signing order. So you will sign first. If you have a fiscal sponsor, they'll come behind you, and then it goes to our law department. Whole lot of folks get hung up right there at the law department because our law department will send those agreements back if you are not in good standing with the state. And good standing with the state. I wanted to pull this up. It's on Maryland.gov's website, but it really talks about your filing history. So you could check now and say, I'm in good standing. By the time Care-A-Lot starts kicking out, you'd be surprised. And they start sending those letters and things out of folks that's not in good standing. And if you caught up in that thing, you will be hung up right at our law department until you've taken care of that. But I will say, we've had people when we had to let them know, they've done it really fast in a matter of a couple of hours and things like that. But I did want to just double back and mention that good standing with the state is huge for us. Your agreement will not be signed off on without making sure that you've got that certificate indicating good standing. And we don't need you to get a certificate, screenshot and all that good stuff. We check ourselves. So we'll be able to let you know. And it also comes with different instructions should you need to get back into compliance. I wanted to mention that. Don't remember mention adopt-a-lot license. I saw Natasha chatting about it in the chat. We recommend that you guys get a adopt-a-lot license for your spaces. Back in the day, we said, oh, it's not required. But we've had quite a bit of scenarios. We don't even have time to talk about them. I would just suggest you get an adopt-a-lot license for your space. Work with Department of Housing Community Development, those fine folks. Again, like I said, if you apply and it's a space we're unfamiliar with, we will be double checking. So I wanted to mention that. And yeah, I put this note down right here. Brittany reads everything. All right, moving on. Loyalty program. Our loyalty program, we're so proud and happy that we do have something like this. And it allows us to provide upfront funding for the first 5 visits. This has made a world of difference for groups. So it's a small amount of groups that we can take on for this. So it's usually on a first come, first serve basis. But there are some criteria here that you should have been rolling with us for 3 consecutive years. And there that word again, and in good standing. Yeah. Successfully maintain at least 15 vacant lots during each participation year and completed at least 8 maintenance visits. We want to see that you make it to the end. We know by the time July come down and them temperatures almost at 100, it'll make you rethink doing Care-A-Lot, but we want to see you kind of push through and be able to accomplish quite a bit of your maintenance visits. Our loyalty program participants are required to complete a grant report and provide visitation documentation. So we'll require your maintenance log at least for your first 5 visits. We want to know what you were doing and all of that good stuff. So we require you to submit that to us. And then come July 1, you would go right back to the traditional Care-A-Lot grantees, what they're doing. And that's your monthly invoicing with your maintenance logs. Yep. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and mention this, but failure to comply to the rules of the loyalty program will result in the expulsion of Care-A-Lot program and immediate return of all funds. We haven't had anybody to do that because you guys are great people. So we know that's not going to be an issue, but we do have to put that out there. Also, same thing for legacy. Morgan, next slide, please. Our legacy program is, again, but this is full upfront funding. Loyalty, first 5 payments, legacy, full upfront funding, first come, first serve, same thing. But these are for groups that have been with us for at least 4 consecutive years and in good standing, have maintained at least 25 vacant lots during each participation year, completed at least 10 maintenance visits. We have a requirement that they get it done, right? Because they got all their money up front. We want to see just about all of that done, all your 11 visits done, but we put it at 10. You also will be required to submit a maintenance log as well as an invoice. And the invoice here would pretty much be like your coordinator fee, but we'll get to that on the next slide. So legacy program participants must complete a grant report in October detailing their work. We kind of know what you've been up to. Hey, what's the whole year been like? What's been the hiccups? How could we make the program better? What worked? What didn't work? So the report's not hard for both. They're really easy. 3 to 4 questions max. We just want details as to how this was a benefit for you. Because I think, as Brittany indicated, man, we get to brag about it. We get to tell the big bosses that, hey, look what's working, or look, here's it where our residents need support. So failure to comply, again, I ain't even gonna read it because y'all good people. We don't have to go through that. Next, Morgan. Equipment grant. Let me make sure I stick to my notes on this. Equipment grant funds are awarded up to 8 groups to jumpstart Care-A-Lot efforts. We really look at this for those groups that are just maybe getting started or kind of need some help. If you are doing Care-A-Lot, at minimum, we do have the expectation that you have the basic tools. Push mower, doesn't have to be a big old fancy John Deere. Maybe an edger, maybe a trimmer, but equipment grant will help with some of those things. The funds is only up to $500, but we do not have a huge budget, a little tiny budget. So just because you apply, and that's what I wrote down, just because you apply for equipment on your application does not mean that you were awarded it. So please do not go out and purchase equipment and then send us receipts and we're checking your file and there isn't one equipment grant agreement. It'll come separate from your traditional grant agreement. That's how you know you got it. And you'll sign one for your traditional lots and then you'll also have an equipment grant agreement. It has happened before and we've had to tell people that we're sorry we can't honor your receipts because you were never awarded it. So I know that I hope the application is not confusing. It gives you an option to apply for it, but it does not mean you're awarded. All right. So I kind of wanted to harp on that because it's disappointing for us too, because if we don't have it, we don't have it and we can't reimburse you, although we'd love to, but we just can't. So I did want to mention that it will be, you are allowed to purchase the items outlined in your award letter. Now, if you were granted an equipment grant and you said that you needed a trimmer, That is our expectation, that we award you a certain amount of money because you're giving us you told us how much it costs, all of that good stuff. We do not want you to send us a receipt for no raised garden beds, flower pots, mulch, and flowers. That is not what we said you could purchase, okay? It is for equipment. So stick to what is outlined in your in your award letter / grant agreement. We stick to that hard. And if you heard Brittany, she reads everything. She reads everything and she compares them. Got about 2 monitors and a laptop on her desk. Yeah, yep, she does all those things. If you need to purchase something different, let us know. Communicate with us so we can kind of go ahead and adjust, put those things in writing so we can make sure we have your file tight and attached, because Brittany will ask. She will want to know, hey, what's going on here? And then you also must provide your receipts to us by May 1st. We try to get the equipment grant out first so that we know that you would need it to get started. So we try to do those a little bit faster, but work with us on that. Again, key takeaway: wait for the grant agreement. You'll know if you were awarded. It will be listed in your grant agreement, I promise. Next slide, please. Coordinated fee. Coordinated fee cannot exceed $500. This is even folks in our graduate program who are our graduate program. You saw in the application, you're able to get up to 35 lots. Even for those folks, we just don't have it. We have a little tiny budget. So it's up to, it cannot exceed $500. And the fee is payable once the report and maintenance logs have been approved. And our fees, coordinated fee will be issued at the end of the grow season. I know if you've been with us for a long time, you know we used to split that up. Now, those days are gone. We are issuing them at the end. Here's the kicker. The coordinated fee is issued in accordance with the number of approved maintenance visits. So if you were expecting, here's this example, you have 25 lots, but you only completed 7 maintenance visits as opposed to the 10 that we want you to, your fee will be adjusted. So instead of $500, you be right back down to $350. And I know sometimes that kind of shocks people, but that's why we put that in the application as well as your grant agreement. And you'll also see the formula that we use for that. It's all of it. We're transparent. We throw it all out there so you guys know. So we just want you to kind of know that it is adjusted according to how many of your maintenance visits were approved and that you did. Okay. Next slide. Oh, here we go on our kits. So we'll make sure, I know we talked about this, being able to have some Care-A-Lot signage so that there are no hiccups about other people taking care of your space and all that good stuff. But hey, this is what we will be able to provide you. And before I talk about the kits, I just got a shout out is that, hey, the ECB has moved locations. So remember where we were up there on Charles and Fayette? No, we moved on up to deluxe apartment in the sky, guys. We are 1 South Street. So if you need to pick up anything from us, we'll make sure that you have all of that. But if you've ever emailed us and we replied, you'll see in red that we've moved locations. So we hope that this makes it a little bit easier. It's definitely a nicer building, and it makes pickups and drop-offs a little bit better. So we'll make sure that you guys have a swag bag, our reusable green bags, which are wildly popular. We'll also make sure that you have puncture-proof gloves, our famous trash grabbers, as well as safety vests. We're going to make sure you have Care-A-Lot signage. We try to think of everything that you may need to get started with a Care-A-Lot. You will, let's see, I might have put this, I might have said this before, but between Natasha Morgan and I, we kind of split up the areas so that way you'll have one person that you can kind of be assigned to. And so we do checks. We're coming around. We try to see how we get out often to see what you guys are doing. We know we're not calling you liars. We want to see it for ourselves. So we get in our cars, we're riding around, we're checking out the lots, we're seeing what's going on. So we're able to bring you those things out, or you can now also come to the office and pick up those things that you need. Excuse me. The weather won't let me be great. It's got a hold of my voice. But these are the things that you'll be provided. Next slide talks about questions. When I tell you Natasha fingers were moving as fast as all of us presenters were talking, I got to talk, I run from the top. Somebody had their hand up. I can't see you, but if you guys want to come off mute, now's the time. I'll start at the top and see if we were able to answer. I mean, Natasha was answering tons of questions. Okay, What do we got, guys? What are some of the questions? Let's see. And hey, everybody that said hello. Well, while you're waiting, since y'all being shy tonight, um, in the chat indicated that the application for Care-A-Lot will open on January 20th. Last date to submit the application will be February 25th. Grant notifications will go out by March 13th. I'll stop right here and also put in a plug, and then I'll throw it to you, Jamar, that if you think Care-A-Lot is too much for you, all right, we understand. You got to work your way into it, right? You might not have your team together. You might not have all your hands together. So we're good. We have other grant opportunities that we put out. So check out our website. Go under the Be More Beautiful tab. Click on grant opportunities. That'll come in the next slide. I'll show you. Well, Morgan, you can go ahead and throw that up so that you'll know how to get in touch with us and check out some of our other opportunities. We know Care-A-Lot is a big undertaking, but also remember, it doesn't have to be 25 lots. We've had people do as a minimum of 2 lots. We had a church had a side lot. They did too, maintained it well for years. So it's totally up to you, but we support you. Jamar, I saw you, but you went off my screen.
Yes, hey, how you doing? Good evening.
Good.
Yeah, I appreciate all the good information. I want to start off by saying, this is my first time joining. Not my first time caring about a space. I've been maintaining a lot for like 25, 30 years since I was like 14. It's just something
Nice.
that I've been doing, and I end up I wanted to ask this question because when I wanted to, I was taking care of the lot, like just maintaining it, keeping like certain substance abuse materials out around, um, just planting my own little gardens. I had came across a barrier with the housing development because when I tried to get the lot purchased and put the application in, I ended up finding out that it wasn't eligible, but it allowed me to do some research and I end up having adverse possession of the lot. So I'm in the process of making the lot kind of like solidify into like mines, and I'm like trying to utilize the city. I mean, benefits of like caring for a lot. And I don't know if I'm gonna face a barrier. The person that had the lot, he passed away. I'm in communication with the family. I'm just trying to deal with the estate attorney and try to get the possession of mines under my nonprofit. I'm in my community, partner with my nonprofit a lot, but I want to know what would I do to get myself involved more heavily because all the information is grabbable for me, but this is my first time joining this, and this is where I'm at, and I digress.
Well, welcome, welcome. We love a newbie. We love a newbie. Let's kind of talk offline. Let's chat with us. Let's figure out what those spaces are. Let's see where they are. We've had groups that say, hey, that they've started in Care-A-Lot and then wanted to move to ownership. And once they move to ownership, they let us know, and then they're no longer a part of the program. So we've had that folks start with us, and then y'all went on to bigger and better things. You always hear us say that we're your training wheels. So that's the point. We want to get you started. Natasha always coined us as we're the little engine that could. So we,
Yeah,
however, we can support you. So grab our
yeah.
contact information and let's kind of chat and see what spaces you're interested in. Let's see where they are, where they held up, where they're not.
Okay.
And then we can also, code enforcement, I'm not code enforcement, here I go. DHCD officers are really good working with us, and when spaces they might tell us aren't available, they always suggest another one, maybe adjacent, closer we might not have been thinking of. So let's work on that. Let's do that. Grab our information, take a
Yeah.
picture of the
Oh, I'm gonna say this
screen.
right. I ain't planning on leaving y'all. So I like the energy. I like the information. So
Okay.
I ain't trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm trying to roll the wheel, keep rolling with the wheel. So just snatch me up in the tire. So I'm on the rock with y'all. So, all right. Thank y'all for that, and hopefully we chat a whole lot more.
Yeah, let's do it. Sounds good. Thanks, Jamar. Appreciate you. Anybody else? Let's see. I'm trying to grab Natasha's questions. Someone indicated, how about church areas? I did mention that we did work with a church that had a space next to them that was equivalent to 2. But hey, let us always find out with you and work with you on that, what space it is. Let's make sure it's MCC or not. Let's see. Is there a limit of lots you can get to cut during the growth season? From Mr. Rich. Hey, Mr. Rich, there a limit of lots you can get to cut during the growth season. I'm sorry. If you're new with us, then we kind of slow walk you, right? Because we want you to be successful. We don't want you sending money back. I know our director talked about it because we want it back. She's an attorney. She gonna want it back, but we don't want to see that. So we kind of start you off slow. But our program does allow up to 25. All right. What if I have a lot in my community that I'm working with, my organization that's approved, but we are seeking further support from your organization? Chat with us on the side about that, Mr. Rich, so we can see what space you're talking about. Natasha indicated that the lot is privately owned by the church. It is not eligible unless it is problematic and the church gives you permission to maintain it. I think that went back to our church question. I love this that Natasha said we encourage all of our partners to layer efforts. So if our additional grants can help transfer the lot, by all means. Big one, guys. We have people that do Care-A-Lot with us. They also do our youth engagement grant. They also do Love Your Block. Love Your Block is a good one. So yes, that's what she means by layering. And sometimes the sun shines real bright on us and we come into extra funds. You can do that too. All right. Because a lot of some of our bigger pots of money does require as a basis for you to be a part of Care-A-Lot. So, hey, this is a good start. Let's see. Well, I'll stand corrected. Natasha put 35 is the maximum. 35 is the maximum, but those for our graduate folks, that's called our graduate program. And it's a criteria for that. You had been with us for a little while and stuff like that. Good standing. So let's see. I'm missing anything. Morgan, we got any other questions? We were teasing Brittany. She's gonna get me for calling her Optimus Prime in public. She's not the bad guy. She is very thorough and she keeps us great. She keeps us honest. She keeps our program going. That's why we've been around for so long, is because we really cross our T's and dots our I's, and we have to credit a lot of that to Brittany. She will find it. She will find it. And so it just makes us great and kind of helps us work with you a little bit better. So shout out to Brittany. We really appreciate her. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Backyards are not eligible. Who asked that? You ain't not no backyard. Yeah, we would love to, right? Because we know. Nope. Whole house got to be gone. Am I missing anything? Jamar, was your hand up or is that the same one? Anybody else have hands up? I don't see.
I had another question.
Okay.
I wanted to say, all right, I know I'm a Baltimore City resident for like 40 years. And say if I see like a building, like you know how they knock down houses in the community, like it been vacant with the red sign, is like when it all wipes out and just like an empty space, is that able to like to notify you that like I've seen a lot that could be available, that can be potential?
Yeah, let us know. We always run it by DHCD. City always got something cooking. We never know. So that's why we always, if you see something, let's run the address through them so they can let us know, like, hey, that's by next year, that's going to be potentially sold or something. It's not a good idea to do that. Or they were able to say, yeah, that hasn't been pulled in yet. Let's do it. So yes, let us know. Let's chat. I saw Natasha threw her cell in there in the chat. Here's our emails right here. Reach out to any of us. Yeah, let's kind of work through that. We still got time. We still got time before the applications come out. While I'm looking for questions, I just want to take the time to say thank you. Thank you. We can't do Care-A-Lot without you guys, and you're doing all the hard work. We know you got full-time jobs. Community work is still full-time and you still take it on because you care for your neighborhood. You love to transform the city, and it is our pleasure to support you guys. So thank you so much. I know we covered a lot of details in a short amount of time, and you may still have questions, but we won't leave you hanging. You can always reach out to us and talk to any one of us, or also just submit it through the BMORE Beautiful website, and not website, email address, and any one of us will respond. So Brittany already dropped in the Adopt a Lot program. Again, that's a big suggestion. It makes it so much easier. Let's see what I'm missing. Just emphasizing, Natasha, emphasizing no backyards, no alleys, no median strips. Let's select locations that are not in the midst of a demolition. Good point. Select a space that is free and clear. Makes it so much easier. Um, okay. So yes, didn't want to miss anything. Any last questions, or again, you guys can call us tomorrow and hey, we got our new space, so we're all set up. We are ready. But yes, thank you so much for attending the Care-A-Lot interest meeting. We love new groups. We appreciate our returning groups. You guys make this program better, and it is a huge benefit for the city. It takes the pressure off our service agencies to take care of these spaces when you're out doing the hard work. And they are absolutely gorgeous. If you need a little inspiration, let us know. We'd be happy to brag on some of our spaces and send you what a before and after looks like and what that could be for you. So, plus, we're also working on some other stuff. So, yeah. Anybody? Anything else? Girls, am I missing anything? Yep, Natasha said our past participants are amazing. We love you guys real bad. And thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Miss Angela. Appreciate all of you guys. Um, the chat is on fire, so all the answers are in the chat. Anybody else, Morgan? Am I missing anything?
Oh no, but I just wanted to let everyone know we do have a workshop tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. on the 311 system. So, really helpful tool for people who are doing this work. Everyone, has their own issues with 311. So this is a great opportunity to ask questions to the folks in charge and to just learn a little bit more about how to use that system effectively. So I'm gonna drop the Eventbrite link in the chat. I'll also send that out tomorrow to you all if you're interested in registering. And yeah, if I didn't already say it, it'll be at 6 p.m.
That's a good one. Join us for that, guys. We already know everybody always has tons of questions. Oh, my computer just took me down. Okay. Natasha, let's see what you're saying. We can even connect a few neighborhoods that may be in need of assistance. This particularly good for folks that want to get out and fight blight, but their neighborhood may not have a lot of vacant lots. We have a few groups that are elders and can mow and can't mow like they used to. Okay. Yep. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we can't wait to see your applications. We can't wait to support you. And if there's any way that we can help, let us know. So take care, everybody.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a great night.